welcome to the Get Out My Head podcast. Nailed it. Got the name right. It's me, David,
Nick,
and Max.
Yeah, we're here today on a Christmas special. So
Christmas special.
No one's joining in.
I'm gonna auto-tune you.
I can Hungarian throat wobble. Have you seen that? Where they sing two notes at the same time.
Can you?
Yeah, I can't.
Oh,
yet. You hear that? That's an A flat, and I'm getting a C.
Dude,
you play that? Who knew you were a natural?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So yeah, this episode, the way we're going to deal with this episode is actually we're going to talk about Christmas, all things Christmas. We know it's the end of the year. We're going to have a separate year end. What do we think of the year? What do you think of the games,
yeah, we'll
movies?
Do a roundup. The end of
Stuff.
2016.
Yes, that's going to be next Wednesday.
Yeah.
This one's about bracing yourself for Christmas, giving people things for Christmas, what you want to do on Christmas, the best things you've been given in terms of all the gaming geeky stuff.
I like that.
Yes.
I think this is the perfect time for a Christmas podcast. I mean,
yeah,
when people have left work, they're at home with their family.
You wouldn't do it on Easter, would you?
No, but I like unbelievable.
This is podcast season for Christmas.
It is.
We are all exhausted. This year has really taken it out, but I think that in the last couple of weeks, you're looking so disgusted at that drink. Sorry.
And this looks like apple juice.
No. That's not the drink. No. That's
hell
not
is this?
No, that's not. You shouldn't be drinking that one.
Oh.
No, that's
it?
fine.
Okay.
It does look like
it's
urine.
whizzy.
Oh, what is it? Explain yourself.
This is a German beverage. It's apparently big with students. Gets them hyped. It's like Four Loko, but without alcohol or caffeine.
What's it called?
It's called Club Mate. It's a tea-based beverage.
Club Mate.
Club Mate.
It's not got alcohol or caffeine.
Oh, maybe I can't read the ingredients.
It's outright. Oh, it could have both of those.
It could have both of those things.
Oh, wonderful.
Excellent.
All right.
Yeah.
Hope.
Right, so we'll start with the news this week. Got a few topics. Not much has happened, but we've had MarioRun has released for iOS. Star Wars Rogue One came out, which you guys have seen and I have not.
Yeah.
And Oculus Rift touch controllers have been released.
This will be a spoiler-free Rogue One podcast.
Yeah.
Well, because Max is editing it. So
Yeah, Max
Yeah.
hasn't seen it.
yeah.
Please don't spoil. I'm going to see it tomorrow. Super excited.
Okay, should we start from the top?
Yeah. MarioRun.
MarioRun.
So I think cumulatively we've spent the grand total of 20 minutes playing this game between the three of us.
But that's how it should be enjoyed, though, right? It's not. That's the free content available. The rest of it's like £8 behind a paywall.
So what is the paywall? Because
What paywall?
I played a bit of free stuff and then...
Yeah, so we discussed this last week, I think, and we got the paywall exactly wrong. I think we got it completely wrong.
What is
So
it?
you can play three
yeah,
levels.
it's also free because we thought it was going to cost
free.
money.
It's free for
Yeah,
three
yeah.
levels, and then to unlock the rest of the game, it's £8.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
No, so it's actually kind of good.
Kinda.
It's kind of like
Is that the rest of the game total, or is
the
it
rest of the game total? Yeah, and there's no other, from what I can see, pay for play stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like an unlock, like a free trial. But it's kind of cool. It's weird seeing such a high quality game on iPhone. It feels like Mario as you know it.
It was kind of fun, but I don't know if it's got that much replayability for me. I don't love Mario. It's not the kind of brand that I'm sold on.
Who loves Mario?
I think people who don't love video games, when they say like, "Oh, what video games?" I was like, "Oh, I don't play games. I just play Mario." You know.
I don't know how you can really love that franchise. I mean, this is
Come on,
awful,
Mario
isn't it?
64.
Yeah, but
That's like
but
one of the most glorious
that's because
game
it's-
experiences.
Yes, yeah, that's good. It's a good game experience, but I don't care about the world of Mario.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a crap about Princess Peach.
Mario Kart was incredible.
I like the games because they've got good gameplay, not because they're about Mario.
But wouldn't you want to go to Disneyland that's themed like Mario? Like they're opening that in Japan now. They're opening Mario World.
No, I wouldn't. It
Wouldn't
wouldn't interest me.
No,
Really?
wouldn't
See, I
interest me.
played Pokemon Go because I love Pokemon, not because the game was good.
Okay,
Because
the
it
opposite
wasn't.
then.
Yeah, exactly the opposite.
Exactly the
Yeah.
opposite, right?
So, but I was sold on that immediately, but Mario doesn't interest me at
So
all.
that's one thing. When I turned this game on, I was like, I jumped straight into the game, which is great. But then it kind of zoomed out, and like Toad was speaking to me, and Peach was like saying some stuff. I don't know if Peach spoken to me yet, but it just got a bit into the universe, and they were trying to create a game world, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, well, where it zooms out and gives you the map of everything, and you like, oh, you need to build a house here, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
I thought this was a platformer, and now I'm building a house.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the home screen, you got There must be
The
microtransactions.
best thing
in
is
this.
how far you can touch the top of the pole. That's my favourite part. You know, at the end
It's
there's a
always
pole.
been, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's the best part of the
Yeah.
game for me. I don't know
It's
why.
one jump at the end of a level that sums up your whole
But
game.
it's tough because I think Mario games were a game of struggle, and it was like get to the end. That was the thing. But now they've made it more of a high score contest. It's like pick up all the pink coins and pick up the most coins. And I kind of like games where you play it to beat a challenge rather than compete against numbers. So I hope it becomes more of a game where you like trying to fight through levels and complete them rather than complete them in the best way. Because then you're just replaying and playing content.
So one of my
and
favorite
learning
gaming
maths.
experiences with my brother when
Yeah.
we were younger, and we had a Game Boy Advance that was like shared between the family, and we pick it up, we play one level on Mario Kart between us,
Right.
and then we get a high score, leave it lying around, and then the other person will pick it up a day later, like beat the high score, and it's like back and back, and just like one level again and again and
But
again.
then I think-
Loved it.
I think racing games or certain games lend themselves to more replayability, whereas
Yeah.
a platformer, I'm like, I don't want to do
See,
the same level on a platform.
I've
again and
spent an entire day playing EA Skate 3.
again. Right,
Is it Skate 3? And just doing like one ledge.
right.
Me and my flatmate just playing one ledge
Yeah.
and trying to like get the highest possible score off one ledge, and we just keep going over and over and over, and it's like
But that's we've all done
That's
that at
great.
Tony Hawk's, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if pressing jump is
No.
going to be satisfying.
I think maybe,
Maybe I'm being
if you like
cynical.
speedrunning games.
I'll give it a go. We'll invest.
Yeah.
I might invest double the time in it this week. I've actually just played a bit of it while on the phone, and it was mildly amusing. I wonder if there's like boss fights or.
But it's so happy though. Like it's a really positive
Yeah,
game.
no, it's a
You
beautiful
can't
game.
help
It's a
but
beautiful
just like
well-made
feel
game.
happy inside while playing it.
Do you think that you would justify spending, is it £9 to unlock the rest
Yeah,
of the
£9
levels?
don't even think, do you, on a game?
Well, you
That's a
don't.
lot.
£9 for a game is like nothing.
It's nothing,
Yeah,
but for an
on iPhone.
iOS game, yeah.
For a game which they've been touting so high
I guess
and
you-
investing so much into, you're like, shit, this has probably had more development than one of their like proper games on the Wii.
But I like Edge on 59p. I'm just like, oh, this is a big purchase. Like
Yeah,
on
it's something
iPhone,
you
it's
don't
big.
need
Like
to
on,
do.
on a video game like a PS4 one, I'd be like, oh, 15, 30 quid, whatever. That's cheap. Whereas this one, I'm like, oh god, 59p.
Yeah.
What's the most expensive game you've bought? Not microtransactions, but flat out price.
Probably like a new Battlefield game.
Yeah.
Like pre-ordering it's probably like 60 quid or something.
And what about on the iPhone?
Insane.
What's the most expensive you bought on the iPhone?
Most expensive app in general. I
£1?
Pound,
Probably.
think like $2.99, and that was just like Christmas, like personal present to myself.
So I've spent about like 10 quid on a Final Fantasy 7 when it came out because I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, this game, like I love it. I will play this in bite-sized portions. I never actually played it. But
Really?
it's weird, like when you
was
transfer
interested.
some games from a console to a phone, and the pricing gets weird because you're like, should it cost the same or?
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, what they're trying to do here. They're bringing, the Mario game. Normally, every Mario game you've made has cost about $50.
Yeah.
£40. And
Wow,
now they're
yeah.
like, now we're giving people the Mario experience for a fraction of that. I mean, I guess the biggest story behind this is it's the first Mario game not on a Mario platform. So let's say this new console, the Switch, is a massive turd, which it sounds like it might be because it has lower specs than a PS4.
That's
Well, we all-
controversial because I
I
think
fully
it's-
expected that. It was
Yeah,
obviously
So
gonna be that.
I don't know how many times they need to learn the same lesson. The Wii U, like everyone bought a console as well as a Wii U if they bought one because everyone wants to play these great third-party games from Ubisoft or whatever. And then they did the same thing with the Wii U. So they did it with the Wii. They've done it with the Wii U, and third-party gamers want to work with it. So I think like Skyrim's launching on the Switch. But you know,
Seriously?
there's going to be games coming out in 3 years' times that are only going to work on the speed of a PlayStation or an Xbox. And if the Nintendo Switch is like worse than that, you're not going to invest. It's not going to be your Christmas present for your kids.
Well, I don't know, like the DS, the 3DS, that's been phenomenally successful. The Wii originally was successful. The Nintendo 64 was maybe
I don't
not.
think
I'll put the
I
DS in
haven't-
there because DS is like a portable phenomenon.
But this
Like-
next one's portable as well. And so
Yeah, I guess you're right. Actually,
and
maybe that is right.
They make their money
Yeah.
off like they got Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda, Pikmin. You got loads of games they make themselves. They're more than Sony or
Is the
Xbox.
console the power? Is the console in the handheld thing?
That's what the
It's a
room-
processor
yeah.
there.
So there may be like a bump in the cradle, like an extra bit of graphics, but
It's
I
tough.
doubt it.
That is tough.
You don't
isn't
I
it?
feel like it's more just like an adapter.
Yeah,
that just
probably.
plugs it into
So
the
what?
TV.
Because if you can play the game outside of it,
Yeah.
that means the processing power's inside the
it can't be more powerful than an iPad.
shit. So that's why they've probably been like, we need this as powerful to PS4. And
How much is it? The Switch.
We need to research
they've
the Switch.
I don't think they've announced the price yet.
But do you not see what I mean? All I was saying was, if it does turn out to be a turd, they've experimented with releasing one of their IP on another platform. Now, Nintendo are cash rich, right? They've got like several billion in the bank. They've got like 10 billion in the bank, more so than these other companies. So they can afford to make losses and just try and, I guess, get this console thing right again. Now, if they mess up enough times, they're going to be like, we just can't do consoles for some reason. The last 3 have been rubbish, but we can make games. And then they could just be a third-party supplier to other consoles. So
it looks like the Switch is going to be around $250 to $300.
Wow,
That's
that is
the
cheap.
PS4.
That is cheap.
Wow.
That is cheap.
That's same as PS4.
That's PS4
For a
territory.
new console, when the PS4 came out, that was $350.
Yeah, but we're not talking about new. Like, that's how much it costs now to get a PS4.
Yeah, but I'm saying for a launch price for a brand new console, you would think the early adopters are going to pay, like, they're just going to buy it. So you probably want to launch first 6 months, 350, and then go. So that means
then
they're going to
you'd be paying a lot of money for something that's much worse than a PS4.
So they're going to do a price drop at some time in year 2.
They'll have to.
So how are they going to? Well, they're going to go down to like 180.
It should be cheaper.
150. Isn't the like when that was end of its cycle? It was like 120 quid. The Wii was super cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, but when it started, how much was it?
These are all facts we have no idea about.
We could discuss the philosophy though. But hey, if they make it like 200 quid or something, like for a console, that's cheap as chips. Like, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, it's fine. I think people will pay that. It's 200 quid.
That's true. Do you think that Nintendo, since they're now caving into releasing things like Mario and Pokemon on iOS, do you think that there's going to be more of a trend? Are they going to keep doing this?
Definitely, yeah.
Or do you think now they're releasing a handheld device, they're just going to like cut all ties with Apple again? Because they seem really reluctant to release all of this stuff. It's taken so long for them to release Pokemon, and
they know they're going to need to play nicely with others.
Right, so you guys have seen Rogue One.
So I went into it. I'm so pumped about episode. So I almost forgot about Star Wars for about 10 years between Rogue One or so. It wasn't like my biggest franchise. Marvel came along. I had other things to chat to me, other games. Rogue One came in. I was like, oh my God. No, it's not Rogue One. Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So oh my God. And then I've been excited about Rogue One for the trailers have been phenomenal. But I walked in with kind of like a nervous anticipation, but I loved it. I absolutely
I don't want you to give anything away, but I'm going to ask, do you think it's as Disney as
It's not
Force
Disney
Awakens?
at all. It's not Disney.
But Force Awakens was a little bit Disney.
It's got like a lot of grit and darkness, but goes to Empire levels of darkness.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of grey areas of morals, and like almost, I mean, this is not spoilers, but even the Death Star is kind of talked about as a super weapon.
Yeah.
And the Empires speak about it being a weapon for peace.
Right.
And some of the other people talk about it as a weapon for fear. And just so you can see it's probably one of the only movies where you actually feel more empathy with this Empire's point of view.
Really?
About why they do stuff. Typically in Star Wars films, they've always done stuff and they've just been like, Darth Vader, look at him. He's a dude in kind of gloss black and he chokes people to death and he has a red lightsaber.
Yeah.
He's quintessentially evil. But here you kind of get to know the Empire a bit more, and the rebels also have a much darker side to them.
Okay.
Like they're doing things and going to limits that they haven't done before, which are really quite immoral acts that they're doing for the greater good. So, and one of the things that it made me think about the most was Battlestar Galactica. So if you watch Battlestar Galactica, in the second season, they took a massive twist where they try and make peace with the Cylons and they live on an Earth, and the rebels, the humans basically revolt because they can't stand it, and they start doing suicide bombings, they start doing all these things, which kind of, and that series came out at the same time as the Iraq War. So you're like, hang on, I'm really emphasizing with the rebels who are using the exact same tactics of terrorism to get freedom as the people that we're told in the mainstream media to hate. And you kind of see the rebels being those guys that are going to the limits to fight stuff.
Yeah.
And you just see a lot more grey areas, and I thought that was great. But I loved it actually. I thought it was a gritty, much deeper one. I thought the characters and like one of them, I think it's called Cassian. He is awesome in it, and I did not think he'd be great. But there's a lot of depth, and the characters are just messed up. You can see a lot of them have just been fighting for ages
Yeah.
through stuff.
See, all I wanted from
Yeah.
this film was just like more darkness.
I don't
Just
think it
something-
goes dark enough.
Really?
right.
No,
Ah.
Is it the darkest Star Wars film though?
I think Empire Strikes Back's darker.
It's more Empire Strikes Back is more depressing, but I'm not sure it's darker.
I don't know.
That's why it's like my favorite of the
But it's
original Star
also-
Wars films, is because it's when the Empire's at its height and it's at the height of its power, and you feel like the oppression from it.
You
kind
feel
of
the
thing.
oppression in this film. There's one scene you'll see it in the trailers of an Imperial Star Destroyer floating over the city of Jeddah. I don't know if it's called Jeddah. I think it is. And it's like you feel oppression and you see rebellion. Like you see rebellion at its heart. The rebels in Star Wars have always been like, oh, we're called rebels and they're called Empire, and aren't we great? But they actually feel like in this one, it feels like every ship that gets harmed or hurt, or every person that dies, you're like, or an X-wing that gets destroyed, you're like, shit. You feel the fragility of the whole rebels, and you feel the absolute security of the Empire. And you see these heroes try and find kinks and do individual heroic efforts to try and smash up. And I feel like you really feel the threat in this film. Whereas I think in previous Star Wars films, you felt like, oh, everything's going to be okay. Like it's kind of like a happy action film where, yes, there are insurmountable odds, but they're all kind of, they're the heroes, and it's kind of camp. Whereas this one feels like you don't know what is going to happen. If they're going to, of course, that the plans, in New Hope, they have plans.
Yeah.
But the amount of collateral damage that goes across the way to retrieve them, you just have no idea how, like, you're like, who's going to live? Who's going to die? Is this going to survive? Like, it's crazy. It's very, very, you feel there's stuff at stake.
I'm more excited now than
I don't know if I'm
before.
convincing Nick to like
No,
it.
well, okay. So what I like about Star Wars
Yeah.
is they're world builders. These Star Wars films, they create incredible universes, and you're like, oh, that amazing place they were. Like the reason Empire, like the beginning of Empire, with the AT-ATs across the snowy, like that was so incredibly iconic and amazing. And you think back, and there's so many good like memories. This film hasn't got those locations. It hasn't got. Nothing is particularly.
So
wonderful
I
about
completely disagree. Like the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes, they take you. It's crazy. They take you to 6 different planets, and you're like, "Holy crap! I'm literally going all around the universe." They get the vastness of it down, and they take you to one location of the film, which, for anyone who's read the comics, you'd be like, "Oh my god! I can't believe they did this." They went to an area where a certain character is currently living, and they go there. It's not Luke Skywalker. They go there, and you're like, wow, they actually made this set and did this thing in the comics. And then I think the Shores of Scarif, for anyone who like...
Is that the beach?
The beach one. Like,
area,
anyone
right,
who
so
had
you
like
can see from the
AATs or
trailers,
lived in Hawaii and were like on a beach playing with models and stuff, like going, why the hell did they just use... Like, because I think vehicles in Star Wars used to be attached to types of terrain. So you're like, oh, the AT-ATs are the snow things, and in Tatooine it's something else, and in the Endor it's the speed bikes. You never really see them take the same military hardware and deploy it on different terrains. But here you're like, wow, yeah, why don't they just put AT-ATs in an island? They just do it. And I love tropical settings. I love tropical settings.
I love that in the trailer, at
It's
least.
stunning.
Seeing stormtroopers walk, or like they're called shore troopers now, right? They're
this is the whole
walking.
thing.
That was better though than the film. But like, if you saw it in the trailer,
Yeah.
you got the feeling for it.
No.
But like
You hate it so much.
no, I don't
but
hate it.
but I
But
think-
it's just not because BB-8 was an incredible addition to.
Yeah.
There's nothing in this film that you're going to be thinking expands the commercial aspects. There's no like. You're not going to see people dressed up as things from this film. You're not going to see.
I'm fine with that.
No, but like because there's nothing iconic that comes out of it. There's no iconic content.
So this is the gig in this one was to do something just before New Hope, expand on the universe, but don't fuck up what happened. So they had a very tight brief. JJ could be like, right, it's 30 years afterwards. I can create new stuff that people are going to fall in love with. This one had like a difficult brief, but I think they completely like kickstarted like what the rebels are, the fear of the Empire. Like we all know Darth Vader is in it, but you just feel his presence.
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, holy shit, this character. Like they rejuvenate a load of life into the older films.
Yeah,
and
I think if you had a sort of, this is like a backstory, right? This
It's
is
functional.
all that's been going on behind the scenes from the other films. If you had major characters in it who were like big personalities, and very memorable like new characters.
Why wouldn't
you
they
would
do the old ones?
you would think, yeah. What
If you consider
like,
the Empire and the Rebels as a character, they really flesh that out. And I think the Scarif is a great like location because it's paradise, but completely riddled with the evil Empire, and the contrast of like this paradise with the amount of evil happening and the machinery and kind of raw engineering aesthetic of the Empires contrasts so nicely. It's like. It's really stunning. It's very beautiful.
we might have to talk about this more next week when I've seen it, because I know I'm going to want to.
But I understand what Nick's saying. There's not like this like character. I mean, that's interesting when you say what are people going to dress up as. It's a really good one. I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think some of the new designs for the Death Troopers and the Shore Trooper, they look really cool. And
so going back, so the first film, what did people dress up from that film? Like you got Han Solo, you got Chewbacca, they were created from that first film.
Stormtroopers and people with lightsabers.
Exactly, yeah. Then episode 5, you had the AT-ATs for the first time.
The Empire outfits and costumes in this were sick.
Yeah.
Like director Jarek.
But those are all they've been done before, right? Those have all been in the first movies.
What did you want?
I think Star Wars always pushed the boundaries of what's happening in space.
Chirrut, Imwe and Baze had very cool costumes.
They were all... I don't know. Okay,
what did you want? What did you want?
He wants gold bikini.
You want BB-8?
I wanted Jabba the Hutt.
BB-8 in a gold bikini.
I wanted something...
So
I wanted BB-8.
What out of the new film were you like, that's a great costume?
The new, like, episode 7?
Yeah.
Should I cover my ears?
No, 7. Force Awakens.
7. Okay.
Like BB-8, the double-ended lightsaber, Kylo Ren was pretty fun. By the way, I thought those were all kind of new things that people dress up as that are like iconic. You can see those in 10 years' time being iconic. In 10 years, there's nothing from this film that's going to be like people are going to be like, oh, I love that scene in that film.
I think director Krennic, whatever his name is, the white director uniform and some of the TIE Fighter stuff. There was like. They just breathed a whole layer of stuff into the dark side. So I think before, when you thought of the Empire, you're just like Stormtroopers and Vader. Now I'm like, oh, the officer, like there's really cool military uniforms. They look sick as hell. And even I don't know.
They're fine. It was fine. Yeah. It was fine. If you like military uniforms, it was good.
It was fine.
All right, next week,
but I have to say the rebels were all dressed in pretty much like Nathan Drake's
khakis,
like wardrobe. Like it was like, oh, I'm gonna wear some like tanned leather and some accessories and some belts and a green t-shirt.
Typical rebel attire.
Yeah. There was nothing that you'd be able to go out and be like, hey, look at me, I'm fab.
Yeah, if you dressed up as a rebel
I liked
festival.
Ray, Max has got a photo, like a poster of Star Wars in the room, but like Ray's outfit was sick in that movie.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
She looked great. Finn, I mean,
I don't like Finn as a character.
Finn had the bloodstained mask.
Finn didn't look great. I thought the whole outfits of the rebel military as well. You see like a dude who's Admiral Akbar's race, and he's sick. He's actually sick as hell, right? Yeah. No.
The thing I love about David is David comes like out of the film and he knows so much about the backstory because of his Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Like, I can never compete with that backstory that you have and that attachment. So maybe I need to invest my time for
digital whaling.
But I tell you what,
some whaling.
But I will remember Chirrut, Imwe, and Baze out of this. Those two they were just such cool characters. Like
yeah.
I think there's just one scene at the end, which is probably the 60 seconds, the best 60 seconds of cinema in 2016. Like, and would you agree with that, Nick?
Yeah, it was good. I agree with that. Yeah. So I think that the film is good. It's a good like Christmas one to go with the family to. I think it's fun. I don't think it necessarily like is going to be the best. It's not the best Star Wars film, but it's better than all the prequels. So I think that's where it sits.
So where'd you rate it in terms of all of the 8 Star Wars films?
I'd put it 5th.
So you put it...
Do you want me to order the...
No, so you're like the bottom 3 prequels and then this one goes on top.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm controversial in my Star Wars movies because I find A New Hope a bit shallow. But Empire's number 1, obviously. Force Awakens is next. And then, is this one better than Jedi? That's the question. Okay. I just think Jedi too many Ewoks.
Maybe I'd put Phantom Menace above it, actually.
Oh, you just wanted to dress like Darth Maul, didn't you?
Darth Maul is a good character. Darth Maul is memorable.
We just need. I think I can make you the best Star Wars movie, Nick.
I just want all the like even Jar Jar Binks. I want the characters that people hate, but I want them in one movie.
Are you vouching for Jar Jar Binks?
I like all the ones that like all the.
You're not
comic
saying you
characters.
hate him.
No, I like him.
You like him?
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I liked
You liked it when he stepped in the poo, and he went, "Oh no, Mister Pooper."
But have you seen those the theories around it? Like that
he's
Jar Jar was meant to be
he's a
a
Jedi.
Yeah, I love it. Have you seen
I
it? Like,
love that
like
stuff.
he jumps so high. He's like, it was like the drunken fighting dark Sith Lord, and like he is Snood or whatever. Whatever his name is, not Snood.
That George Lucas was going to have him as a Jedi, but because of the fan reaction, he decided to like cut that whole story arc down. Anyway,
I mean, Jar Jar Binks is the worst character to ever affront cinema screens and destroy a franchise. So I'm just stating my name next to that. Nick can secretly love.
I don't know what people hate about Jar Jar Binks so much.
Because he was just like a crap CGI character with floppy bunny ears, but did stupid things.
Yeah, he
Had
was
an
just
awful
the comic.
He was
personality.
comic relief.
Nothing
Yeah,
respectful.
but why? Why do you
But
need comic relief?
C-3PO was comic relief, and he was great, and he didn't fight, and he, you know.
But he's comic relief for like grown-ups. I feel like Jar Jar Binks is comic relief for young children.
And it's like maybe because all the main
Maybe
characters.
that's where I sit, Max.
he accidentally chucks like one of those Gungam balls and kills someone. You know, like okay.
But like I think because all of the characters were so stoic and bland, like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon were just as boring as hell.
Yeah.
Like in the original trilogy, you had like Han and Leia and Luke. Han and Leia.
They're
and
all
Chewie,
fun,
just
kind
like
of old-fashioned action heroes.
and they were like joking with each other and saying edgy stuff and being scoundrels. Whereas in
The Rebel Council has met again.
Yes.
We have got the politics.
the trade embargo, Princess Naboo, can you get our help?
Emperor Palpatine.
Yes.
Need to be seen in the drawing room. Padme.
Dear Imperial Senate, I call on you for my help to save the planet
It's
of
so
Naboo.
freaking dull. And then you get Misa Jar Jar Binks, da da da. I'm like, yeah, here we go.
And you're like,
it's a party.
I guess he is stimulating, and I will not say anything better than
I'm a
that.
hero.
Oh, mate.
you know all his lines as well.
Okay, so what
Right.
now?
Oculus Rift touch controllers have been released.
I can't believe those haven't been out yet. I mean,
It's been so long.
Describe the controller to me.
Right, so they're apparently
Graphically.
amazing. They're apparently
Okay, I'm thinking of something amazing.
they're apparently
how do they smell?
some of the. How do they smell?
I want to get the full experience of the description.
How do they taste?
I haven't touched them. I don't know what they're like.
What?
But people are saying that they are the most sort of natural to hold controllers that you can have, and everyone who uses them for the first time, you just like it's very intuitive.
Okay.
You know exactly what you're doing.
So I saw a picture of one. Is it like a big letter D with thumbsticks
Yeah,
on top of the
pretty
D,
much.
and then a few
I'll put up a
buttons
picture.
inside the D? It's all about that D.
But after playing the PlayStation one,
Which actually do look like a D.
I can't imagine playing VR without being able to pick stuff up. Like half the experience is using your hands.
So
Right,
I think all innovation in VR is going to come through controllers.
So you've got a trigger on the back,
Yeah.
and you've got a grip trigger for your thumb on the side, or like that's not for your thumb; it's for your middle finger.
They look like
So
PlayStation.
what
They look
what
Sony.
does the big loop
It does.
do? What does the big loop do?
Right, so that's got little sensors on the
You
outside
can see your points.
because
So
the
thumbs
Oculus
up.
has only got a camera sensor.
Right.
So Oculus is mainly a sit-down experience. And now they have touch controllers, but it's still really a sit-down experience because they don't have proper head tracking. They've got one camera like a PSVR.
So does PSVR have proper head tracking?
I think it's better than the Oculus is.
Really?
So what do these little dinks do on the thing? So I can move my hand and it can like know where it is.
Yeah, that's
But
pretty much.
how is it going to be better than my move?
I don't think it is. I mean, I think that ergonomically it might.
But it looks like it
Have
looks
more
like it has
controllers.
way more functionality. It looks like it's
yeah.
Well, because the move you can only. I don't know.
it's not because
You don't
when
have
I
joysticks on a Move, do you?
No, but then
That's a good point.
the problem is, so on the Move, normally what happens is you move my head to look, and I move my hand to aim.
Yeah.
So I don't need a look analog or an aim analog because those inputs are already being done by something else. I don't want to fucking walk in this thing because I'm going to vomit.
Yeah.
You have a grip. So here you have a grip button and a trigger button, so you can pick things up and trigger.
Yeah.
But what is the analog stick going to do? Because I find any analogous movement in a VR vomit inducing.
Yeah. I mean, that is an issue that a lot of people face. So that's why a lot of these games do
Or it could be if you're in a
teleportation.
These marketing. We're just flicking through some marketing photos. It's like you just got these models wearing these headsets, waving shit about. That must be the funniest photo shoot.
But we've all seen what it looks like in real life, and no one looks that good playing VR. Everyone looks ridiculous.
Yeah. And like, there's some guy punching the ceiling. I'm like, don't hit my light.
This should be a game. You should take one of these marketing photos, and then we have to guess what they're doing in VR.
She looks like she's drinking, like doing a Hamlet.
And what's the other hand doing though? That's what I want to know.
Just scratching her ass.
Okay, that's fine. That's what I thought too.
She's doing something very dirty.
That's more like what I was thinking.
So there's
I was at the joke. Sorry.
There's a few games out there that have sort of tried to resolve the movement sickness issue just by making it really slow. I think, like, if you're not moving around too fast, and there's also a thing with the field of view. If they narrow your field of view and you're focusing more on the center of what you're looking at and where you're moving, then you're less likely to feel motion sick.
I had this weird experience with a game on PlayStation. It's like a horror one where you walk around and there's people in animal heads and they just kind of freak you out. But it's like that made me vomit because when I moved my head, I would look, and if I went forward, I'd move forward in the area where I was looking. But I could use my controller to look as well. So there were like multiple look inputs, and I was like looking right but moving left, and it was like whoa.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, it looks sick. It
one.
looks better than what I'm hearing it does. It looks like a serious piece of kit.
Yeah.
God,
Not
this
sure
VR.
if
So what? They don't have a camera on the Oculus? Is that a thing?
So they've got a camera, but they don't have proper positional tracking in the same way that the HTC Vive does.
Or the PlayStation?
The Vive uses two cameras that you set up in opposite corners of the room, and they track your entire room, so you can move around the entire room. Whereas these have got a camera that the Oculus camera sits on top of your PC monitor or wherever, like the same way that the PlayStation camera does. So it can only track you in a sort of only in one space rather than an entire room. So it's mainly for sit down or stand up, but stay in one position.
I played full room VR the other day. So the HTC one with the big setup.
You did HTC?
Yeah, HTC with the full room.
How was it?
Really, really cool. Like
Yeah?
it's very interesting because walking around is strange. You do get a different sense of like losing yourself.
Yeah, because the Vive has some positional tracking on the back of your head unit as well. So no matter where you're facing, there will be something that's pointing at a camera, so you can track you
can do
exactly.
the PlayStation as well, right? You've got the bar at the back. You can see where you are.
Yes.
So what did you play in the Vive?
I was doing. It was an industrial application, so it was like touring a factory.
Oh wow, this was
So
work.
this was work. Yeah, this wasn't games.
Okay.
This is like exploring machinery that's building cars.
Did it look good?
Yeah, it looked really cool. Yeah.
So you were using that for a car company or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
sick.
so you can go and look in the machinery, see where the brakes are in it. So it's like a factory, and you put your head in like these cogs. It's pretty it's very nerve wracking. So there's like stuff that you shouldn't touch, yet you're going to put your head through it, and you're like, okay, so
You're not breaking any
so is this
NDAs.
like-
by talking about this, are
so
you?
you're
I don't know. Just,
You're like on a production line, and there's a bunch of guys that are like, I'm trying to make this thing, and the machine isn't working. I need to.
exactly.
I'm not the kind of person that can read a tech drawing. I need to stick my head inside this machine.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
So
interesting.
I can simulate it, and then very cool.
Yeah. So that wraps up news for this week, I think.
Hmm.
And now we're going to talk about Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Because it is Christmas.
There you go. See,
And what have you done?
you know our principle. I'm not going to join the harmony now. No harmonies now.
So we had 3 things at Christmas. We can do it about best gifts to buy, so the before Christmas, best games to play on Christmas, and then best things to receive on Christmas. So best Christmas gifts.
What is it that you would be hoping for this year?
Oh God.
What's Santa going to bring you, do you think?
So-
what would you like Santa to bring you?
Oh no. It's tough because I feel like I'm quite easy to buy for, but I normally get things which I'm like, oh thanks. But I think one one of the best presents I got was my friend Fred bought me, like, I'd just been playing Portal, and he bought me like this little Portal cube plush. It's like a little plush, and I loved it. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like little things like that. Like, I don't like it when people buy expensive tech for me, because then I'm like, I wouldn't have got this. Like awkward. But I think, I don't know, just some kind of gimmicky knick-knack that I like. But even, it's got to be quality though, right? Like even if it's a figurine or something. I don't even have any figurines. I don't know what I want for Christmas. I don't even know. It's hard to play games, isn't it? I almost want something like a nice bit of fashion.
One nice piece of fashion, please. I'm notoriously bad at giving gifts, though. Well, not bad, but I give. I think it was last year. I gave my brother the Helvetica font DVD. Yeah. So he opens it up and then he says, "It's a DVD. Okay, cool.
Is that better
that's
than
already not what you want?" And my parents like, "What's the DVD of?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the history of a font." And you're like, "Oh, what? All fonts?" Like, no, one font. I was like, "Oh, great."
So is that better than Rogue One?
Honest to God, I would recommend right now. It goes to me, Helvetica font DVD, Jar Jar's performance in episode 1, and then Rogue One.
So that's top to bottom.
That's my top 3 films of all time.
And okay,
Wow.
cool.
And then Cloud Atlas.
Oh God, no! We're stopping this conversation. So I've got a friend who's it's a Christmas thing coming up, and like he likes Final Fantasy, and I've been like, oh, what Final Fantasy gifts can I get them? And then they've got these little figurines, and then you're like, are they the kind of person that's going to want to have this shit in their house and like have like a model of this character holding a sword, and it just looks a bit. Some people who don't do it, it's like, oh, that's intimidating.
That's when you cross over from being like casual gamer to like hardcore nerd.
It's such a risky gift, and it's so thoughtful, but it can go so wrong. So then I looked online, and there was this like Final Fantasy 15 like it was like a box, and in the box you got like a bunch of stuff like codes and models, and it was like 90 quid, and it was that's in like a limited edition box. But it's hard. It's really hard. If someone likes a game loads, do you get them? Do you buy them physical content of that digital game?
They've probably already got the game, so that is difficult. But you could get them something like a similar game,
or like a controller stand with their name and their logo etched onto it.
Yeah,
which I think is a perfect.
What a thoughtful gift!
This is almost like, I'm glad I didn't hear this episode first. Max got me a Rocket League themed controller stand.
Yeah.
Which I think is phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to encourage him to practice so that we can take over the world next
Max
year.
is continually speccing me a gaming PC, which I have no reason to own apart from Rocket League, like
competitive play.
Yeah. One of the best presents I got for someone actually was that is a cool present. Like, but I think I think talking about competitive games, like we used to play a lot of SmackDown 2004 for years. Like we just loved that game. And me and my halls at university, my friends used to fight each other every day. And we were like, this is so much fun. Wouldn't it be better if the stakes were higher? So the current champion of it, I got a WWF belt engraved with
oh my God.
To SmackDown champion on it.
That's amazing.
And then I got plates etched for whoever would do it. So when we play the games, we would then award like the medal to someone, and it had like the things, you know, like so those spinning rims you get in car, like, you know, I think it's a SmackDown belt that spins, and then like John Cena's like, yeah, we're gonna. So like, I got that, and it just made the game so much more fun, because the person would like walk in with their own like entry music, and then they would like raise it up and be like, yeah,
that's
so I think
amazing.
They're
that's
cool, but
super depth.
Yeah, it's so much
that's
fun.
Really cool. Though.
It's so much fun.
How much do you reckon you can have in your house? Because that is a good point. I feel you can have some gaming merch in your house on display, but you can't have too much.
So I've got this very nice Portal poster.
That is so cool.
The Portal poster you've got is lovely.
Yeah,
it's tasteful.
It was something that was on Reddit, and Valve were like, we love this, we're going to do a limited print edition, and I just bought it. But I mean, that's like the perfect present for me, but I'm so picky. I don't know if anyone would be able to buy that.
Yeah.
But then you have to display it.
Posters generally look really nice when they're framed. Like if you just get someone a poster, it's not.
Yeah.
I think when you leave university, you go beyond the stage of blue tack. I think blue tacking posters to the wall instantly devalues them. So
Yeah.
walking around. Oh,
Yeah, I know. My bedroom. I've got maps. I don't have frames big enough for them, or the money to afford
but
frames big enough for
you
them.
have got your Star Wars one is not just
It's canvas.
framed, it is canvas.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Which is pretty cool.
I'll live with that.
Yeah, I got a present recently for someone, which was an oil painting of their cats wearing
Their cats.
So I got like photoshopped like jewels and crowns onto their cats and got it painted by a lady in China.
gosh.
There's a thing called Instapaint.
I've not heard of this. What is
So
it?
basically, you can like send any image, and they will just paint it in oil painting for about like 150 to 200 quid, and
Wow.
it's really cheap. So basically, what you can do is you can take a photo, and if you're good at Photoshop like me, you can just add shit to it. So I know this person loves the cats, and I'm like, oh, do something fun with that. But I think that's when you can get really custom. That's
brilliant.
quite expensive.
I
yeah.
might do that.
And
That's a really
I'll
good
show
idea.
you.
It's phenomenal.
And the thing is, like you can ask them to do like thick layers of paint, and it
Yeah.
looks like and I got it done in a gold ornate frame, so it just looks fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and is it good quality? Was she a good painter? Or-
Yeah, fantastic.
Can
know,
you
and-
get
and
like,
and you
they
they send
get
you-
really bad luck and get a really like a shitty child.
they send you a snapshot of it in China, and then you just annotate what you want done, and you just put notes on. They're like,
Wow.
oh, draw extra whiskers here, or
That's amazing. I really
Whatever.
want to do that. I really
Yeah.
want at some point in my life like a fucking regal painting
Yeah.
done.
So, you know, like
of
the-
me and my family like looking really stern and horrible.
Have you seen the Weeknd's new video with Daft Punk? And at the start
Yeah.
of the video, there's Daft Punk, and they're in an oil painting.
Yeah,
like it's
that's
exactly
cool.
like that. On a flaming mountaintop with a volcano behind it.
Yeah.
They're both standing on it. Like you can do that. It's very cool.
Awesome. Like,
That's the kind of thing I think when you have a mansion, when you get rich
Yeah.
and famous, you need to have that big, 15-foot photo painting
yeah,
of yourself.
with like a shotgun half cocked over your
Yeah,
arm.
or like topless wrestling a bear.
Yeah.
Or something
Putin
like that.
style.
I actually got a really good present today. So we did like an early present opening, but I got a Death Star ice cube, and it's like one of
Yeah,
those
I got one of
crappy
those in the freezer.
$5 presents. But
They're great.
I loved it. Yeah.
There's
I
actually,
think it's fun if it's too like a really nicely like $100 figurine.
yeah.
It's so the other person feels obliged to like it, and then the other person knows if you don't really like it, and you're just like, oh no, this is so awkward.
So there's quite nice little Star Wars things that you can get that are almost like flat pack. Build yourself a little metal sculpture of R2D2 or an AT-ST or an AT-AT or the Death Star and things like that. But they're really nicely made. They're just like thin sheets of metal that you pull out.
Oh wow, that's cool.
of the
That's
thing,
really cool.
And then you splice them all together and
That's sick as hell.
yeah, I think that's quite a nice little
If
gift. They're
you've
not
got-
too expensive.
If
either.
you've got a friend that likes creating stuff, all that stuff like Lego, they all do fantastic.
yeah, that's true.
Build your own things.
Yeah, that's always quite a nice gift as well.
My friend has he's got his Amazon wish list
Yeah.
that he populates through the year and then shares that
No
with his family and
way.
friends who are buying him presents. And
Oh,
he
man.
says the gifts must be from the wish list.
Wow, so it's a registry.
It pretty much is, yeah. And that's quite it's a dark way of doing gifts, but it makes he's got what he wants though.
Yeah.
He gets what he wants.
See, I'm like, I want to open this present and see something. I'm like, I didn't know I wanted that, but now I see it. I don't know how I lived without it.
That sounds like the impossible task of getting
that's
someone.
the perfect reaction, isn't it? Oh my god! Wow, this is so me. Where did you get it from? This is amazing.
I didn't know I needed this.
That's what the Portal Cube was to me. I was like, wow,
Awesome.
I love that and everything.
So, what is that your favorite present you were ever given?
No, Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1996 Game Boy.
Yeah.
Or 1990. Earlier than that, actually, probably.
I
Game
remember
Boy 1.
one Christmas / birthday, because my birthday is quite near to Christmas. I got given a TV, like one of the little old
Oh my God.
CRT TVs, and a PlayStation 2.
Oh,
That's like a joint gift, and that
wow.
was like my first console and first TV in my bedroom, and I was the happiest child ever.
I remember, this is not my favorite gift, but when my friend Phil got an N64 for his Christmas, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, that's amazing!
Nintendo 64!
Oh my god! I think the Game Boy for me was
I
just
think buying presents for
game changer.
kids is so easy. You're like, oh, just get a console, and you're like,
Or Scale Electrics, that was huge.
Sorted.
Oh.
I was thinking, I hope no one buys me a drone this year, because I'm like,
Yeah.
it's such.
I'm not
It's like it's
keen
just
on
a
drone.
remote control car that flies.
Yeah, I don't really have any interest in owning a drone,
No.
but a lot of people really do. A lot of people really want that as a
Why?
gift. I don't know. And the weird thing is, they're not filmmakers as well. They're just like, they think it's cool.
But something about being able to see and explore stuff where you're not there. Like, you know, in video games, when you can control a drone in a video game, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like you're a superhero in many ways. The same way like a sniper is a fun role to play in a video game because you're influencing stuff really far away from yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that has like a weird feeling for us. We have influence. And I think the idea of flying a drone, looking on the screen and seeing something that you're not there, but, you know, you're exploring. I think
Yeah,
it's the coolest
cool.
thing. You know those videos like exploring Chernobyl and stuff?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
Oh
awesome.
my God.
But
I would
then-
get a ticket to near Chernobyl and explore it as a holiday with a drone. That'd be I sit there in a field near Chernobyl and then explore it via a drone. That would just be ultimate experience.
But the problem is that in real life, if you crash that drone, if you have a DJI Phantom or something, that's like £700 down the drain.
yeah.
So you don't want to take risks with it as well. I quite like the idea of those FPV drones,
The military killing
first-person
drones.
view things. No,
Okay.
you can get like a little VR headset thing where you can fly the drone using that.
Have you seen the Star Wars Propel drones that they just released? 300 quid. And it's a Millennium Falcon, a TIE Fighter Advanced X1, the correct pronunciation of that, Darth Vader's one, and then an X-Wing, and it flies around at like so fast. And
Are they racing drones?
Then they race, but they also fight. They shoot lasers.
Wow.
And they also have tracking. They also have sensors on it, so they know if it's been hit. I mean,
cool.
that looks like a really cool gift if you want to have like a squadron of X-Wings and a squadron of TIE Advances. But they demo it at Big Expos. I can just imagine that when you actually play it, it's like rubbish. Like things break and bang.
Like Laser Quest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was bad, wasn't it?
What about drone racing? Because that sounds like kind of drone racing style fighting.
If
I
they
like the
actually
idea
did
of it.
pod races, like God, why are we on episode 1? Right, pod
Because it's
racing.
such a good film.
Pod racing was the best part of episode 1 by far.
It's quite long. But
Yeah, the noises were incredible for that.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, Ariel loves that. That'd be great if they could do like a pod racing circuit, but.
Because there's competitive
man.
drone racing though. I've seen that.
Yeah, and they're really fast, like 70 miles an hour fast.
And you do wear the VR headset for some of them.
Yeah.
To be able to see where you're
Have
going.
you seen the ones that go around the inside of a stadium and then so they're flying around the stands of a stadium and then they go into the tunnels and they go like round the dressing rooms of the stadium?
That's incredible.
These pilots are unbelievably good.
See, that's like, you know, Wipeout style.
Well, they're hoping to turn it into sort of a spectator sport
Wow.
kind of thing. Maybe an esport because you got like all of them have cameras on them, so you could stream it.
If it was like contact sport, that'd be insane.
If they could make Robot
fight
Wars,
them.
if they made Robot Wars again, that'd be better. So if it had ways to destroy each other.
Are they not? Is
If they
Robot
did-
Wars not coming out?
It's back
soon?
on.
If they did Robot Wars but with drones, like do you know in Japan they always like they make mecha and fight mecha on shows.
Did they actually do that?
Yeah,
What?
they have like mech fighting mechs.
Oh, right, yeah. So I thought you were talking about the religious home of
No,
Islamic
mech
religion.
warrior kind of
That
stuff.
makes more sense. It's like they make, okay, makes more sense.
Is it like an exoskeleton? Do people get in them and fight, or
There's two, but I think it's more. It's tough when people are involved because they could die, but
Yeah.
they kind of do less fatal, fighting when you're in it. But I
Right.
think they do like
real steel?
proper mechs. Because the thing is, on Robot Wars, if you ever watch Robot
linked
Wars,
together by brainwaves.
Robot Wars is a show which is where people created their own little things that were meant to destroy the other team, and basically the best robots were just looked like ramps. Had the least amount of clearance, could flip themselves over and just not like scooped up anyone and destroyed it. So hopefully,
I thought like Hypnodisc was fucking awesome.
Oh, with
What?
the spinning thing.
Yeah, you just get like it was like basically a lawnmower turned upside down, and
What was that?
A blade was like a big circular sword.
Sir Killalot, that was the dude.
Oh, he was one of the house robots.
Yeah.
yeah, he was a beast.
I love the one that I love the one that had a flamethrower and it just like
Sergeant Bash.
completely destroyed these
Yeah.
poor guys' creations.
Hypnodisc and Razor
Oh.
were the fucking they were like the champions.
Another good gift, Exploding Kittens. That's a great little card game gift, like nice little social game.
It's a
You
card
can't go
game?
wrong with that. Yeah,
I don't know.
it's the same guys who made Cards Against Humanity, but it's about cats,
Oh, okay.
and it's about diffusing. Like you get these exploding kittens in a deck of cards, and if you have one chance to defuse them, But if you get another kit and you just die, but all your cards are like action cards, like you can skip a go or you can choose someone to take a card. It's like really fun. There's a really good party game, and it's really, the illustration's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's like a great gift because it's about £10, but super thoughtful for anyone who likes cats.
That's
and games.
cool.
Well, it doesn't like cats.
Or doesn't. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think of the idea of getting an Alexa Home as a gift?
What's that?
Not the Alexa Home, the
Amazon Echo.
Amazon Echo, that's
Yeah.
the one. Or like a Google.
So I've been struggling with
equivalent.
myself.
What does it do?
So this is the the Amazon kind of assistant in a speaker. So you can say, Alexa, buy me this, or Alexa, play this song on Spotify, or Alexa, what's the weather, or all that stuff.
Yeah.
So one problem, people have got to have like Amazon Prime, right?
Probably, yeah.
So do you have to buy the subscription as well, or?
I don't know if you need to have it, but I think it searches through a lot of major things. If you say play Red Hot Chili Peppers or something, it will search through Amazon Music, Spotify, and YouTube, and it will find the content for you.
It's the perfect gift. It's 150 quid.
I think it's cool.
really great.
On the other hand, if you've already got good speakers in your house, and you get the smaller one, which is called the Echo Dot or something, then you just connect that to your speakers, and it doesn't have a speaker built in.
It's like
got
Siri
small
for your
one.
house.
Yeah,
But it probably works better, actually. I think it's a fantastic gift.
it's kind of cool.
So I would be bummed out if you bought me that because I like to see something visually and have a bit of tactile feedback before I decide something. So if I'm looking to shop, I want to see what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I don't want to click. I don't be like, Alexa, buy me some Coke. Coke Zero is pretty specific. Actually, you could do that. Oh, actually, I like it now. Buy me some Captain Morgan's Run. Buy me some Coke Zero, and we're sweet. That's it.
I wonder if it would go wrong if you said like, I need to buy some eggs and some milk, whether or not it would give you like cat milk and giant wooden eggs.
Hey,
cat milk.
Hey,
Yeah.
what you got in
If,
this
like-
fridge?
If it was just
Have you
like,
any cat milk? What do you like with your tea? Just how do you want your tea? A bit of cat milk.
Just squeeze a little cat milk in there, would be great.
Wow. Next topic. So, hang on. Give me your top 3 gifts that you would get a geek.
you get all right, VR headset, because this year is when they're all coming into their own, but they are extremely expensive.
If we were
As a
super
little-
rich, it'd be way easier to get
Yeah.
geek gifts, wouldn't it?
If you don't have the money for a VR headset, do you think getting a little Google Cardboard thing is quite a fun idea?
Yeah.
Perfect for Christmas.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well done.
They're like about £10 or £15 or something on Amazon. You can probably find some cheap ones, and yeah, you just put your phone in there and it works like a VR headset.
I saw this. Have you seen what's the company that make photos that print out as soon as you take the picture? Like
Polaroid.
Polaroid. Seen the Polaroid iPhone printer?
No.
Yes.
Yes, it looks so good.
Yeah.
They're little kind of phone-size printers you stack in just paper, and the paper is also the ink as well. And then you
cool.
Bluetooth the photos to your to the printer, and it prints off in like 30 seconds. And they come out. They're quite small. They're like 2-3 inches in size, but you can peel them back as stickers and stick them on stuff. So like books or
That sounds
We
great.
use that at work all the time. When we're
Really?
like doing research in field. We're using it when we do it in meeting rooms because it's like the paper is like it gets heated up.
Yeah.
And depending on the heat, it changes the color. So it's
Wow.
but the watch out is after 10 prints the battery dies because it's extremely power intensive.
Oh, really?
And the paper costs a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the size of it is a bit pathetic. The paper it is. I think it's like 2.5 by 1.5 inch. It's maybe it's 2 inch by 3. You're right,
Yeah.
but it's an awesome.
That's a great idea.
Maybe if they made it bigger, if they made it like so you can do a proper.
Or if the pictures were edge to edge to
Yeah.
the size of the device, because
Yeah.
it's the right size to carry with you. It's the same size as an iPhone 6,
Yeah.
but obviously like probably 5-6 times thicker.
Oh wow, that's bigger than I remember. Yeah, maybe it's good.
That's the device, but the photos are like a much smaller subset of that. Like,
Right.
You want them to be almost the same size.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're 100 quid.
It's cool.
And
That's
the
not bad.
paper's like, I think it's like 15 quid for 20.
Yeah, Polaroid's always quite expensive.
Yeah,
for that sort
expensive.
of thing.
But that could be fun for like parties or if you're going on a road trip with somebody. And
Definitely, yeah. Much
Right.
better than, I don't know, like I've got so many photos that just sit on my phone.
yeah, they're
and
useless on there.
Yeah.
There's no use for them on the phone.
No.
So my gift would be. I think I'm going to have to get Max it looking at his peripherals, but like a gaming mouse.
Yeah.
Or like because many people don't upgrade their mice, and you're touching it all the time. And there's some really cool like mice you can get. So I've got this one called it's like a black adder razor
Oh, you got a Razer one.
and they're like, yeah, the one I think you can get them for like 30 quid, but they look sick and they have a light on it and they're really good. You feel the difference Like, yeah, they're great.
Has it got like more buttons on it than a regular mouse?
Yeah, it's got a couple more buttons, and like the buttons when you press them, they're like really, they feel really
Can you
sick.
demo to the microphone, please? Oh, that's good. Oh, that is
And
real
then,
good.
and then it's got a light on the back, which is like, I don't know, some geeks got carried away, and they've drawn some kind of bizarre, like it's like 3 snakes together in a
It's
triad.
a classic gaming
And it's-
logo.
yeah.
Any kind of gaming computer or anything is going to have some kind
like-
of
actually-
mythical beast
So like
smeared across it.
if you like esports, sometimes esports teams like get their own logo branded in that area the light comes out. So yeah, a mechanical keyboard as well. It's a fantastic gift.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's do quicker.
Yeah, gaming mouse. Good idea.
Yeah. Next.
Oh, this would be a good game. We have to go around the table and give good gift ideas.
Next.
And the first one doesn't sound good, gets voted off.
Yes,
Okay, I like
good.
it.
Good.
Wireless headphones.
Oh, that's another good one.
Very cheap at the moment
Damn it.
on a lot of platforms. But yeah, you can get some pretty good Sony ones or Sennheiser ones.
And the Apple ones come out this week.
Do they?
The Apple AirPods.
Those look
AirPods?
weird to me. They look
AirPods.
really
Yeah,
weird.
Keep talking about the Bluetooth headphones while I think this.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. Stop stalling. What are you gonna get?
No, but more on the Bluetooth though. Max, tell us, do you use Bluetooth headphones, and tell us how it goes for you?
No, I don't.
Nope. I don't
Move
use
on.
them. Don't want them. Actually, I do use Bluetooth headphones. The
you?
Sony ones, they're good.
The-
Hey, what did you get as a gift?
For some reason, I kind of wanted, this is going to be me voted off, that Apple £300 book of all their products in the past,
Do you know
like
what? I'm gonna.
Oh, right.
20
yeah.
years.
know
I saw
the
it today for the first
You
time.
are going to get the best Jar Jar Binks book for Christmas.
So Apple released a book of all of their products the past 20 years. They created the paper for it from scratch. They designed a new way of printing it. It's thoroughly overpriced. It's £300. And it's
crazy.
just a book.
It's so bland.
It's just a book.
It's just photos. It's just photos of what they've done and the insides of it.
yeah.
It's cute.
It's if it wasn't £300, I'd say it'd be awesome. If it was like 30 quid, it'd be great.
I would quite like an Apple TV, actually.
Ooh.
You're not keen. Neither of you are keen. See,
But
but you both got
2000
PlayStations connected to your main TV,
Okay, yeah.
right? So I don't. I've got a really crappy little Roku USB stick, well, HDMI stick, and it's really slow. And my mum's got an Apple TV that I got her last year, and I've been around there a few times and used it, and it's so quick. Having Siri integrated to it, you just like, I was there the other night, I was like, Home Alone 2, and it immediately just popped up being like, this is on Netflix, this is on Amazon, blah, blah, blah. Click here to watch.
Oh, that is kind of good. I think Bluetooth speakers are good.
Yeah.
So like the Jambox.
But I would rather have a Bluetooth speaker that it's not battery powered, one that you can plug in, so I can just have it in my kitchen, so I can just listen to music while I'm cooking. Kind
You
of
can
thing.
have both though, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, a cool thing I had is I found a pop-up book of Star Wars, and it's a company called Reinhardt, believe it or not, that do loads of really cool pop-up books, and they
Okay.
are beautiful. They've got about 10 pages, but they're the most exquisite pop-up things. They're about 40 quid, and they're wonderful. All right, so yeah, that was the podcast this week. That was our kind of news this week, Christmas gifts. I think next week we're going to be talking about
round
just
off the
2016.
year.
Like, it's been a crazy year. Like, we all feel quite emotionally drained. This has been a long year. I mean,
so long.
think back to Batman versus Superman. That wasn't even at the start, and since then we've had so much, and now it's Rogue One, and
Yeah.
Trump's been elected, and
So next
Brexit,
year
and
we're going to
everything's
do
been
like a
crazy.
year-end special. We're going to like list off everything that's happened, and we're going to discuss
Of geeky things. So like I think we should discuss, was it a good year for movies? Was it a good year for gaming? And what
Yeah.
a little bit of what we think 2017 is going to shape up to be like.
Okay.
Okay, Max, for those questions,
Yes.
What's the email address?
Email us at getoutmyheadpodcast@gmail.com.
and listen in every Wednesday when the episodes drop.
Yeah, and
And
have
s-
a great Christmas,
And
everyone.
send Nick lots of photos of Jar Jar Binks.
Send me them all. send me drawn photos of Jar Jar Binks
Some fan
in
art.
scenarios I've never seen before. You know, I've seen episode 1 too many times now.
You know Nick's full name from the last podcast.
You do, just go back episode 1.
You can just why don't you Photoshop a photo of Jar Jar and knit together and get a lady in China to paint it in oil.
Oh my god, that'd be so good.
and then 1 year from today, that'll be mentioned on the gifts of best gifts of all time
Yeah.
podcast we ever have. So that's the
Wow.
potential here. That is what we're dealing with.
And seriously, actually, get that gift with the wrestling trophy or the Rocket League trophy or whatever. Get that. That's a sick
Yeah,
gift.
there we go.
That's a sick gift.
All right, thanks guys.
All
We'll
right,
see you
peace
next
out.
week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.